Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Fire Chief Sean Fogerson with Lubbock Fire Rescue. I have with me Police Chief Floyd Mitchell with Lubbock Police Department. We're here to talk about some limited details regarding the plane crash that occurred today in Lubbock. At approximately 3:58 p.m., LPD received a call that there was a plane crash in a backyard at 209 East 37th Street. LFR was subsequently notified of a single-engine Cessna in an undeclared emergency that had crashed into that backyard at that address. Currently, the fire at the scene is out. The scene is under control. There were no injuries on the ground, and there were no damages to structures other than a fence in the backyard at that address. Lubbock Fire Rescue responded with 4 pumpers, 1 aerial ladder truck, and 2 battalion chiefs. Utility crews were called to the scene to secure electrical and natural gas utilities. Those are now under control, and those crews are on the scene to restore services and make sure that those utilities won't cause a further threat to any structures. We can only speak to the City of Lubbock, LFR, and LPD's response to this emergency. We can confirm that there has been 1 fatality in the airplane that we know of at this time. At approximately 4:18 p.m., the FAA, the FBI, and TSA were notified and responded to the scene immediately. The scene is currently under their control. I'll now turn it over to Chief Mitchell to talk about what happens next with the scene.
Good evening. Also, DHS is also on scene. Right now, we have our mobile operations center out there on scene. We will secure that scene and assist FAA in any way that we can. Not sure if this time if the crash team out of Dallas is going to respond. That will be up to the local rep. But right now, our role is to just assist the Lubbock Fire Department and the FAA in their investigation.
We'll now open it up to any questions.
Y'all said that the scene, sorry. Microphone. Oh, I'm so sorry. Chief Fogerson, you said that the scene is under control at this time. The fire's been put out. LPD is now in control of that scene. How long are you thinking y'all will be out there at this point in time? How long will that area be shut down?
It'll be shut down until the FBI and the FAA, TSA, and other federal agencies conclude their investigation and decide when it's appropriate to remove the aircraft from the area.
Hello. So I know that y'all might not have this information. You said there were limited details. Do we have any idea if this single-engine plane originated from Lubbock Airport at all? Do we know where it might have taken off from?
We do not have those details at this time.
Okay, and you mentioned a single-engine Cessna, is that?
Cessna?
Cessna, okay, thank you for the clarification. So do we have any idea how many that plane could possibly seat?
1 to 6 people.
1 to 6 people. And do we know how many people were on the plane?
We do not.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Can you say if there were any other communications from the aircraft? You had mentioned it was an undeclared emergency. Any reason to, or any explanation for what that wording means?
At this time, we know that the aircraft was in contact with the Lubbock Tower, but an emergency had not been declared by the aircraft.
Thank you.
So would you be able to say if weather was involved in terms of the cause of the crash or any other details along that?
That'll be left up to the federal agencies. They'll determine that during the course of their investigation, so it would be inappropriate for us to comment on that.
Thank you.
Were there any power outages that happened, or what kind of utilities were involved with this?
Natural gas utilities and electric utilities. We don't know how many outages there were. We know that it was not widespread, maybe 3 to 5 houses, but LP&L is working to restore those as we speak.
And you said there was one confirmed fatality, but you don't know if there were other passengers or the status of any other people that might have been on that plane?
Correct. We just know of the one fatality.
Okay, thank you.
I just have a quick follow-up. So I haven't been here for quite some time, but I don't know if you may have experienced, have you ever seen a plane crash before in city limits like this?
In the city limits, I believe 2 years ago or so, one hit a communications tower.
Okay, have we ever had a deadly plane crash like this one?
That one was deadly. I don't recall any others in the city limits.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Another follow-up. Is there anything to suggest that this was weather-related?
It would be inappropriate for us to comment on that at this time until the federal agencies have done their investigation.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.